What's going on YouTube? So one of the most important models in the Subaru lineup, besides for the Outback, is of course the Subaru Forester. Historically speaking, the two of them actually sell in almost equal numbers because both of them have compelling reasons to buy them. And now we're with the new generation today at the LA Auto Show. This is the 2025 Subaru Forester in the pretty mainstream sport trim level. So let's go ahead and take a detailed first look. So let's start off, of course, with our exterior design. There's some really big changes for this new Forester model in terms of the overall look. So this, like I said, is the sport trim level. So we've got a larger, more defined looking grille here in the center. It's going to be finished in a gloss black, and it is now going to extend all the way out here to our headlights. Now there will be different finishes, of course, on the different trim levels, as you would expect, but mostly black finishes even over there on that touring trim level. Now, turning our attention to the headlights, we do have a new full LED arrangement. This is actually unique to from the other Subaru models in the overall look. So we have the daytime running light up there at the top. We have the projector LED right there. Almost all trim levels are also going to come with the LED fog lamps down here at the bottom. And one of the things that will continue on with this new Forester is just having a little bit more rugged capability and being more adventure ready than its rivals. So you'll continue to have greater ground clearance than most of the competition. Now we've seen some comments where some people were saying this looks a little bit like a Ford Explorer in the front. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But let's talk about the wheels. These are also very unique, as you can tell. These have a kind of bronze finish on board, and these are going to be 19-inch alloy wheels, and we do also have the pretty thick cladding going around the wheel arches. Now coming up here to our mirrors, we do have a gloss black finish on board, and of course you are going to have blind spot monitoring on most trim levels.
Now for this all-new 2025 Subaru Forester, we're looking at an overall length of 183.3 inches. And here at the side, of course, we do have an all-new design going on. Through here, we have some roof rails up top. And then, of course, like Drew mentioned earlier, we have the beefy wheel surrounds. Now, one of the things that I noticed that is new for this 25 Forester is this piece right here, kind of in between the panels. So we have symmetrical all-wheel drive branding, and that's going to depend on what trim level you choose when it comes to the color, but it's going to be finished in a bronze color for this sport model. Now here at the rear design of the all-new Forester, we certainly have a very unique look. I think it looks pretty cool here in person. We do have an exposed rear wiper, and then we have black going in between our taillights. It's actually going to kind of protrude out, so this is like a 3D black element going on through here. We have Forester branding that's kind of stamped into the tailgate area, and then as far as the tail light itself is concerned, we do have a partially LED tail light with the LED brake light portion. As you can see, we have an incandescent turn signal as well as an incandescent, looks like, reverse light. Now we have our sport branding, and then down here at the lower part, this is mostly going to be finished in a matte black. However, we do have some bronze trim going around the exposed exhaust outlet here on the right side. Now, Subaru is always good about including all of your safety features as standard equipment. That's going to continue for this 2025 Forester. And there is a lot of new stuff on the inside that we can't wait to show you. So let's go ahead and dive into that. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, let's move on to the interior. First, I'll open up the door here and give you guys a look in. You do have a smart entry system. And if you've been in any recent Subaru, this is going to feel like a pretty familiar space because they have definitely borrowed some design influence from their other models. Let's start off by talking about our seats. I did mention this was the sport trim, but we do still have leather seats even though this is an affordable model. And we've got the continuation of those bronze accents running in various places in the seats as well as on the steering wheel. And as far as the seats are concerned, these are going to be power adjusting with two-way lumbar support. But let's go ahead and climb inside. Now that we're fully inside the cabin, let's look around at some of the overall material choices. On the door trim here, we are going to have a kind of rubberized plastic trim here. It's a little bit hard. And then in the center section here, we have two different colored rubberized areas. The upper part of the dashboard is all going to be finished in, or mostly finished in hard touch plastic. And then the center part here is a textured leatherette with more of those bronze accents. And down here in our lower areas, again, we'll find this rubberized kind of trim. Now, obviously, we're indoors, so we can't, fully fire up the vehicle here. Let's see if we can get the electronics to turn on. We cannot. Subaru has disabled that functionality, it appears, right now. But you've probably seen this before in terms of the overall display. This is their 11-inch display. So even when it's not lit up, you've got that Starlink infotainment software going on. They have not updated the gauge cluster, so that's still the usual, mostly analog setup with a 4.2-inch multi-function display in the middle. Steering wheel, usual Subaru affair as well. So it is going to be the same, except for having that bronze accent. And then it is manual tilt and telescoping. Steering wheel heating will, of course, be offered as well. Moving to the center section and looking at storage, decent amount of storage up there in that part. We've got two cup holders right there. You have a traditional style shifter, and then you have a nice wireless phone charging pad up there in the front. And then, of course, your climate controls, those are going to be part of that main display. You still have the physical adjustments right here on the side. You have physical volume knobs for your different audio systems. Top-end specs are going to come with the Harman Kardon sound system. This being the Sport is just going to have the traditional system. Now, up top here, we've got our manual dimming mirror. And I am happy to report to you guys that the new generation keeps that same panoramic sunroof from the previous model. So what Subaru has done when the previous model came out was they made this available on most of the trim levels, and it is a large panel that opens up completely, unlike the Outback.
Now, as far as the rear specs are concerned, I don't have those numbers with me right now. However, I'm 5'9", and just for reference, you can see how much space we have. The Forester has always been one of those vehicles that's very spacious, and that's going to continue for this all-new model. I have quite a bit of knee room, probably 10 inches plus, and my feet can also slide easily up underneath the seat. The seats themselves are relatively soft, although I honestly think the previous generation model had softer seats. Now here in the center, we do have nice vents. We also have two charging USB ports, a Type-C variety and a Type-A variety. This button blank button right here also probably means that we have heated rear seats on the Touring trim level. Now, as far as other things I want to mention, if you go to your door trim, the door trim is going to be made of decent materials. I am kind of saddened to see that we do have a hard touch upper door trim, which is a little cheap for this segment of vehicle, but we do have some of that more rubberized material down below that, and we have a little bit of bottle storage. Let's go ahead and check out the cargo area. As you can see, for the Sport trim level, we do have a power tailgate, and as far as this area is concerned, the Forester, like I mentioned earlier, is one of the most spacious offerings. That should continue for the 2025 model. Just basing on the looks, it does seem very spacious behind the second row seats, and we can also just reach up and pull the tab to fold the seats down to get that flat loading floor. They do fold 60/40 split folding. Now, as far as other things, we do have a little bit of storage up underneath here, and I do believe you also are going to get a spare tire.
So at this point, it's time to talk about what is under the hood of this all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. This part of the powertrain is not going to be new. It's going to still be the 2.5-liter Boxer four-cylinder engine with 180 horsepower. It will be paired with the Lineartronic CVT, and of course, this is a Subaru after all, so you have symmetric all-wheel drive for ultimate capability. Some of the trim levels will also have manual mode for simulated manual shifts.
And you're probably curious about pricing information. Subaru has not released that just yet. And of course, this is a 2025 model year vehicle, so it won't be coming out too soon, but you can expect to see a lot more details coming out about this new 2025 Subaru Forester in the near future. Now, if you're looking to buy a Subaru Forester or any new vehicle, we do want to remind you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, on our website, we have a tool that will connect you with local dealers in your area to get you the best price on your new vehicle. Additionally, it's going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealer negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description. And guys, thank you so much for joining us on this in-depth first look at the 2025 all-new Subaru Forester. If you found this video helpful, we would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. Join in on this Car Confections family. We make a lot of car reviews and we have a lot of fun on this channel that you won't want to miss out on. Now, additionally, if you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.